Hello everyone and welcome back. My name is Mr. Kovalt, and in this video I'm going to be going over percent composition. So let's get into this. So percent composition is where you are going to determine how much of a molecule's mass is from each of the elements that make up the molecule. So let's review how you find a percentage. So a percentage, the general formula is you take a part and you divide it by the whole and you multiply by 100, and that gives you the percent. So that's always going to be the general formula. So you're going to have some part divided by the whole multiplied by 100. So in this case, the part is an element's mass. So the whole is going to be the molecule's mass, right? So molecules are made up of atoms or elements. And so the whole is the molecule, and the parts that the molecule is made up of are the elements. And so the whole is here, the molecule's mass, and the element's mass is the part. So here we're doing a percent mass composition, right? So you could do percent volume composition, but we're doing percent mass for molecular formulas. So here you're going to have the element's mass divided by the molecule's mass multiplied by 100, and that's going to give you the percent composition for each element in the formula. So you have to do that for each of the elements. So here are the steps for finding percent composition. So the first step would be you need to find the formula mass or the molar mass of the molecule. So you're going to add up all of the atomic masses of each of the elements in the formula from the periodic table. And then you're going to divide each of the elements' atomic mass. So each element in your molecule has an atomic mass that you look up on the periodic table. And you're going to take that atomic mass and divide that by the molar mass, or I'm sorry, the molecular mass that you just calculated. And so then once you got each of those calculations done for each of the elements in the molecule, then you're going to multiply each of those by 100 to put it in as a percentage. So let's go over an example just to see how this works. So the example here is we're going to calculate the percent composition or the percent mass composition of magnesium carbonate. So you need to know the formula for magnesium carbonate. And so the formula for magnesium carbonate is MgCO3. So there's my magnesium carbonate. So the first thing I'm going to do is calculate the formula mass or the molar mass or the molecular mass of this molecule or this formula unit. It's not really a molecule, but a formula unit, but we can calculate the molar mass or the molecular mass of this, or the formula mass. So we have magnesium. We look up the magnesium on the periodic table, and that's going to be 24.31 grams per mole, or AMUs. It doesn't really matter. And then you have your carbon. Carbon is going to be 12.011 grams per mole. And I have 3 oxygens, so I have to take the atomic mass of the oxygen and multiply by 3 since I have 3 oxygens. So that total for oxygen is going to be 16 on the periodic table. We're going to multiply that by 6 or by 3. So 16 times 3 gives us 48 grams per mole. So now I can add all of those up, and so the total is going to be 84.32. So I got 84.32 grams per mole. All right, so here I have the molar mass or the molecular mass or the formula mass of my formula here. And I have each of the masses of the oxygen or of the elements that make up my formula. So now all I need to do is plug these into my equation, right? So I'm going to take the element's mass divided by the molecule's mass, multiplied by 100, and that's going to give me the percent composition. So let's go ahead and do that. So here I'm going to get, I take magnesium, I'm going to find the percent magnesium in my formula. So I do 24.31 over 84.32. I'm leaving out grams per mole because since they're going to cancel out anyway, I'm not going to write it. And then I'll multiply that by 100, and I get 28.83. So I get 28.83%. So the mass percent of magnesium is 28.83. And then I'm going to do carbon. So for carbon, it's going to be 12.011 divided by, again, the same number here, 84.32. I'm going to multiply that by 100. And I get for that 14.24. So 14.24%. And then finally, I'm going to take the oxygen, and here I have 48, so 48 divided by 84.32 multiplied by 100, and the percent is going to be 56.93. So I'll write that here, 56.93%. So that, ladies and gentlemen, is the percent composition of my formula. Let me write this so you can see it better. Let me see. So I'll write it up here. So what did I say? I said 56.93. So 56.93%. And that's oxygen. So that's the mass percent of each of the element in my formula. So my formula, the magnesium ends up being 28.83% of by mass of the formula. Carbon ends up being 14.24% of the formula, and oxygen ends up being 56.93% of the formula. And that's how you find the mass percent. And you could add up the percentages of each element, and it should add up to 100%. Now, because of rounding, you may not get exactly 100%. You might be off by like 100th or something like that. That's fine. But you should get something very close to 100% when you add it up. That's how you find percent composition. I hope this video was helpful. If you enjoyed this video, then please like the video, hit that like button. Also, make sure you subscribe to my channel, hit that notification bell. Make sure that you hit all after you hit the notification bell, so that way you can be notified by all my videos. And then finally, put a comment down in the comment section. Let me know what you think and if you've got any questions. I'd love to hear from you. Thanks for joining me, and have a great day.